Let's see if we are live and if the sound is working or not. Yes, it is. Okay, it is Friday, April 25th, 2025 at 5:25 p.m. I'm sorry I'm so late. One second, I'm going to turn the sound down a little bit here. There we go. Apply changes. Okay. I apologize I'm late. I was working on the Atlantic City video, recording some footage there, specifically doing a quest, and I didn't want to basically stop that midstream and come back to and go to streaming. Sorry for the misuse of words there. But anyway, today, because it just released a couple days ago, I'm going to play the Oblivion remake. I've played this a little bit over the past few days. I've been enjoying it. It's been a blast from the past. It's one of those things where when you don't play a game that you played as a kid for a long time, you come back to it, and to a certain extent it's like, oh, this is exactly how I remember it. Now, obviously that's not completely the case here, because things look significantly better. Specifically the NPCs. For the most part, look better. There are a few that weirdly are uglier now than they used to be. But generally speaking, everything looks significantly better here. So let's talk about upcoming content, and then we'll get into doing this stuff. So if you missed the past few weeks, the next video, the video for April, is actually a combination of 4 videos, 3 surveil videos, and a single lore video covering the factions of Atlantic City. And basically the 3 surveil videos are going to be covering the boardwalk, the casino district, and the flooded city center. The lore video will be covering the 3 factions that exist within those 3 areas. Within the boardwalk, we have the showmen. Within the casino quarter, district, whatever, we have the family. And then within the flooded city center, we have the munis, the municipal workers who keep the city going. And so basically that's what you have to look forward to next week. I've been working on all these things simultaneously. I now have full loot counts for all of these areas. Immense amounts of junk to be found within Atlantic City, especially now that they have the ability to visit without, well, I think it's actually been there forever, but like since they started the Atlantic City stuff. I don't know, I can't remember, but I'll look into that. But regardless, you can visit without doing an expedition, and you can literally just rob people blind, because nobody cares if you're taking everything, because there's no ownership in Fallout 76. And in fact, there's only one enemy. I mean, okay, so you occasionally will encounter mirelurks at the boardwalk, and some of the overgrown, I think they're called. I still am working on understanding exactly what those guys are. It seems that they're basically something kind of like Vault 22's creations, if I'm remembering the vault number correctly, from Fallout New Vegas, where basically people get infected with these spores, and then after that they become kind of these weird plant-like mutants. So anyway, though, those enemies will also pop up, but the only other enemy, the only showman, municipal worker, or or family member that will actually turn hostile is a doorman within the Neapolitan casino, and he's easy to avoid. But anyway, we'll talk about all that stuff in the actual surveil videos. Those are going to be long surveil videos. Those are some, oh god, I love Oblivion's bugs. Those are going to be some long videos. Anyway, though, again, yeah, that's what you get to look forward to next week. I'm going to try to release them basically one after another. And so, in that way, we will have 4 videos next week. Good lord. Anyway, all right. Actually, how many days are there next week? Now that I think about it, that might be something where I have to release one on Sunday if I'm going to do it that way. Let's see. Yes, that is how I would have to do that. So, I guess I will have to finish the boardwalk video first and have that out on Sunday, which won't be too difficult. But anyway. Alright, so, again, this is the Oblivion remake. Came out, shadow dropped on Tuesday, I think? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the case. Basically, the second they announced it, I purchased it. And here we are. And here we are in Anvil, specifically. I did all of the quests within this town that are just immediately available, aside from the Knights of the Nine quest line, which takes place within the cathedral. If you're not aware, the Oblivion remake came with all the DLCs along with it, and you can buy the base version of it for $50. The deluxe digital deluxe edition is $60. Which it just it's another way that they sold horse armor again. Now that's not all that there is to the digital deluxe version. There's also the soundtrack and the digital art book and a couple of minor quests that also yield pieces of armor. In fact, I did both of those, and I can summon the one that gives you Mehrunes Dagon's armor here. There we go.
Be quick about it, mortal.
Yeah, basically you just talk to her about equipment and she hands it over. I think it's a her, at least from the voice. Anyway, though, yeah. So, I figured that we could just wander around Oblivion a little bit, doing some things here and there. I have, let's see, you can see here, this is basically what I've done. I had to wander around a little bit over here for that Mehrunes Dagon armor quest line and the Mullig Ball Shrine here as well. But other than that, it's been here. So, let's go to Fort Istris, and we'll go from there. That's where I last was. Hope y'all are having a good week, and have a good weekend ahead. I'm going to be working on videos, obviously. And if you missed it earlier, the reason I'm late is because I was actually recording footage for the upcoming lore video. So, I think I do have a pretty good handle on everything else that's going on in the city. Again, I feel like the Overgrown, I think that's what they're called. Again, I think that the lore on them is fairly shallow, just in that they're kind of just like the enemies that have wandered in from the Pine Barrens. And again, it seems that it's something that has emerged since the war, in the same way that the Jersey Devils have wandered into town. Now, there's a little bit of contradicting information in there. At least I think there is. I'm going to have to look into it. There's a troll there. A minor amount of contradiction taking place. And it's one of those things where it could easily be that the guy who... I'm not carrying my shield right now, am I? Why is that? There it is. Could well be that I just was misunderstanding a statement, but it seems like the Jersey Devils have only been in town for the past 10 years or so. But yeah, before I really got into this stuff, I didn't even realize just how involved that quest line is, and the Rose Room is, with the rest of the Atlantic City content. Because basically, it's kind of weird the way that they decided to handle it, because I think that probably the way it should have been handled is that you have to do the quest line to actually get into Atlantic City, but instead they decided to handle it in a way that you can automatically go to Atlantic City, and then after that you can discover the quest line that gives you a reason to go there, other than just, I guess their whole thing is helping the people of Atlantic City out. Because if you missed it, the whole reason that you're able to go to Atlantic City without having to do the dailies like we used to have to do to get into the pit is because the Atlantic City government is effectively paying for people's transit to Atlantic City. So that's what that's all about. I mean, because I don't know how many of y'all played the funny thing is, so much of the time when I talk about Fallout 76 stuff, people are like, oh yeah, it's because I watch your stuff that I know anything about it. I haven't actually played it before. But anyway, I don't know how many of y'all did play... Ooh, Will of the Wisps. This is why I have a silver sword. Oh my gosh, I forgot how long these things are. Anyway, though... This thing's gonna kill me. And I think I'm being attacked by a rat at the same time. Anyway, you used to have to do a whole bunch of dailies just to get to the pit. It's like, your reward for doing an enormous amount of... Well, not an enormous amount, but doing work is more work. Oh my gosh, and a troll. Okay, I got the rat. Doing this without really too much magic involved for my character so far. So I'm not sure exactly. What is going on? Why is it just coming out? Oh, jeez. And why is every spell missing? I feel like I'm aiming directly at it, but... It is just draining my health away, isn't it? I do have a bow, but I don't... Oh, I do have some silver arrows. Let's try that. And let's heal up again. Oh, man. I am out of healing potions. Okay. Then I guess... There we go. And... There. That's the best I'm going to be able... Oh. I'd be leaving... Oh. I don't know what to leave. What else is there to talk about? Very few collectibles in Atlantic City. That's been kind of a disappointment, but at the end of the day, it's really not that bad because there's so much junk that if people are not using Atlantic City as a way to simply farm junk to build their camps and stuff like that and to upgrade equipment, I don't know what they're doing. Ah, heck. I can't let it get close. Otherwise it sucks my health away. I'm excited that so many people are going to actually get to experience Oblivion for the first time. Because a lot of people missed out on it. Some of the people I've talked to about this kind of stuff, they just missed it because at the time they weren't playing games like this. But now they've, thanks to Fallout, Starfield, stuff like that, maybe even just playing Skyrim when that came out, or with one of the many dozens of releases. I know it's probably less than an actual dozen of releases, but regardless, a lot of people are getting to experience it for the first time, and it's a great game. And it's one of those things where it was a huge part of my later teenage years. It came out when I was, technically it came out when I was 15, but I didn't really get to play it until I was 16, just because I bought it around my birthday, and, well, yeah, was it before? Regardless, it doesn't matter. It's been a long time. I don't remember. But anyway, oh, crap. Okay, I still have 8 arrows. Let's see if I can get a sneak shot in at it without also triggering that troll coming after me. Sneak attack for 1 times the damage. Wow. Let's see, though. What was I saying? Right. I originally bought a collector's edition of it for the PC, but my PC could not handle it in the slightest. It was the family computer, and it was such that the visual quality was, I was able to render the trees as 2D sprites. Like a pair of them forming like an X, you know? It was not good. Okay, so I think I've hit it once. Ah, heck. These things are... I had forgotten how deadly these things are. And it's funny, because you play Skyrim, and the trolls are dangerous. But I'd forgotten how dangerous these Will-o'-the-Wisps are. There's a quest that takes place in Cheydinhal that deals with Will-o'-the-Wisps. And I remember dying to them many times in that. Okay, I'm gonna try magic now. Now that I'm out of silver arrows, I mean. I am missing every time at this moment. And I'm out of mana. Let's see what I got here. Oh my gosh. They've got such a tiny hitbox. It's like trying to hit a fireball with a fireball. Hey, Acorn Electron. Friday afternoon, Falder Scrolls 4. Yeah. It is Oblivion, by the way. They made a very few changes to it. There are some minor changes. It's not exactly the same game besides the visuals. It's one of those things where I don't remember because it's been so long. Oh lord, it's been healed. Oh my gosh, I'm not gonna be able to kill that. All right, am I? Okay, well then I guess I just gotta loot this place of whatever else I can, and then basically I'm not gonna get the rat meat. I got plenty of rat meat. Oh, there's that troll that never showed up. Again, in Skyrim, these trolls are terrifying. And in Oblivion, they're not a problem at all. Is that a dead end? Did I miss something? Oh, jeez. There we go. Oh, there's a healing potion. That's nice. Yeah, the other thing's, like, you pick the mushrooms and they actually disappear now. Is this a way deeper in? Yes. A lot of people seem to have trouble with this, and it's definitely more frustrating, I'll say that, than the Skyrim lockpicking, but it's also not impossible. Oh, there we go. Now only 3 tumblers fall. Excellent. So now it's still going to be exactly the same on this one if I failed, but there we go. Basically, it's just a question of catching them at the right time. Oh, more trolls. This makes sense. Hopefully not more will. Oh, Lord. Come on. And I need to take a... There we go. I would take that health potion, but I'm going to save that for emergency. Oh, good lord. Type situation. These caves look amazing. I mean, they are literally the exact same layout. I mean, this is one of those things that I remember being amazed with the original Oblivion. Oh gosh. That thing is killing me right now. There we go. Basically, again, it's just a question of timing. After it falls really fast, that's generally the time you want to hit it. There we go. Okay. Is this another way somewhere? The Lost Stump. Is this a third section of this cave? Well, probably, because there's more trolls. But yeah, because before Oblivion, they made Morrowind. And Morrowind has some kind of really low quality... Oh! Is this... No, I thought it was maybe just on the other side of that... I don't know. On the other side of the cavern that we were on, we reached before. But regardless, the caves in Morrowind were really basic. Basically just like 3D tubes that you'd be walking through. With smooth walls. And then occasionally have like a few little spots where it's like, can I hit? I think you have to have silver weapons to hit these things. I thought I'd run out of arrows. But anyway. Hey, ADHD Queen, welcome. Oh. I missed that I had Will-o'-the-Wisps coming after me. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a good week. Where was I though? Right. Okay. So Morrowind's caves were really basic. With Oblivion, they built this whole new system where they, well, actually, it's the way they built the entire world, where everything is a tile set. Oh, that thing doesn't see me? Well, let's see. Oh. Wait, I got 1x sneak attack last time. So let's see what we get here. Yeah, 1x again. I'm gonna see if I can... I think it takes silver weapons. This is a hangover from Morrowind and probably before. But with a lot of supernatural enemies, you have to use silver or enchanted weapons or Daedric weapons. And let's see if I can use a steel arrow. Nope. It is something that they did not carry over into Skyrim, if I remember correctly. But... Oh, maybe I can... It is stable there. There we go! I don't know what happened to the other 2 Will-o'-the-Wisps that killed me last time, but regardless. Anyway, yeah, they built these caves out of tile sets, and it's something where you could assemble them yourself within the creation kit. I never played Arena or Daggerfall, which is Elder Scrolls 1 and 2, but... and so I don't even know if they released any sort of modder tools with those. But they did with Morrowind, and then with Oblivion, and obviously all the way up to Starfield now. And it's just... It was way easier to make stuff for yourself with Oblivion, because again, they released the tile sets. Oop, another troll. But yeah, I've seen people saying that archery is better in this than it was in the original. I legitimately just don't remember. I will say that I at times have felt that some of the attacks are kind of slow. And again, that's probably just because I've been playing other games and I come back to this, and again, we're talking about a game from 2006. There we go. Oop. First broken lockpick of the stream. Second. There we go. Oh, that seemed right. The good news is they give you an enormous number of lockpicks. Like, you find them all over the place. So it's not quite like the other games where you find a few at a time and you're only really end up building a lot of them up if you're actually like really good with it. Okay. What is trying to kill me right now? I'm getting battle music here, but I'm not sure what it's coming from exactly. Let's take a look at the map. This is also a minor gripe that I have with this game. Is that you have to zoom all the way in to get to the local map, which I will say that one of the best things about Oblivion's maps is the fact that they built them in such a way to where you can lay them out on a 2D face and they look right, which is definitely not something you can say with a lot of later games made by Bethesda, and a lot of that it's actually quite reasonable. Oh, what do we got here? Dead treasure hunter. Oh, the troll. Okay, the troll's easy to take that guy. Let's see what we got here. Dead treasure hunter. I will take your gold and your brass ring, and I will check this chest. Ooh, fortify luck. Ebony boots. Interesting. Unfortunately, I can't wear those yet because the boots I have right now are providing 45 feather, meaning they are providing me 45 extra pounds of weight that I can carry around, and I love carry capacity because it's a Bethesda game, which means that there's an enormous amount of loot to collect, and inventory management is always one of the basic tenets of a Bethesda game. Did I loot this chest? I think I did, yes. That's right, because I jumped over the gorge. Okay. Let's check the map now. This is interesting. There's a passage back there I didn't go through. Or did I? That's the one. Okay. Oh, it's the one actually at the bottom of that. Which probably connects to one of these somehow. Oh. Apparently I lost that guy. I don't know how. Yeah. I don't know. It's been interesting coming back to this after being away from Oblivion for such a long time. And I haven't even played a oh jeez Louise, a Elder Scrolls game in 4 years. I think the last time 5 years. The last time I played any Elder Scrolls games was in 2020. It wasn't like a pandemic thing or anything where it's like, oh, I've got all the time in the world. No, I was one of those people who had a job that was considered essential, so I was in my job every day. Oh, we got a cave key here. Okay. Well, that would have helped with that door I had to unlock, but that wasn't a big deal. But anyway, yeah. So that was just the last time I got the opportunity to play one of these. What have y'all got planned for the weekend? I'm going to, again, be working on videos and trying to relocate an electrical outlet in my wall. Ugh. I'm looking forward to when I have a higher... Waited too long in that higher security skill. Oh my gosh, I am getting impatient here, and I'm making all kinds of mistakes. There we go. Alright. Oh. Interesting. I don't remember this. Huh. It's not like I'm saying I remember this cave from having played at some point in the past. I'm saying that I legitimately didn't remember seeing anything like this. Now that we're back up in the first cavern we entered, I don't remember this. Oh lord, I'm being siphoned by a will-o'-the-wisp. Got to... let's see. Oh, that's not what I'm looking for. Seriously, what? Again, it used to be like there was a button to... Okay. Drop down. I get it. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Uh-oh. It's, oh, Lord. I'm being followed. Oh, man. I'm gonna go for the road, but maybe hope that there are gonna be some Imperial soldiers patrolling it, but I'm not sure that'll even help. I think they have silver arrows, but I don't remember. Got Aurora Borealis in the game now. I definitely don't think that was in the original Oblivion. But yeah, it's up in the north over Skyrim. Oh, good, they didn't fix the bandit loot. If you never played the original game, oh jeez. They made it so that enemy loot would scale with your level, and so like, wait, are they killing the bandit for me? Oh no, they're still coming after me. They would scale enemy loot to your level, so like at, jeez Louise. Like level 5, you got enemies dropping stuff like leather armor and iron armor. Bandits drop light armor. Marauders drop heavy armor. Oh my gosh. And, but then by the time you get up to like, again, I'm now level 15? What am I actually right now? Let's see. Yeah, 15. They're dropping mithril armor if they're light armor, and then they're dropping, jeez Louise. Dwarven and Orcish, and so this is stuff that's significantly expensive. So it's definitely a way to make money. See some quality of life improvements made. Yeah, there are a few, definitely. Oh my gosh, I had forgotten that will-o'-the-wisps are so dangerous. I draw power from the well. What is that doing for me exactly? Trying to remember here. Where? Oh, active effects. That's what it is. Fortify magic. I think that's what that is. Okay. Well, let's use that to continue healing myself. Of course, this is the most minor restoration spell there is. Yeah, farmer. If you missed it earlier, the reason I'm not attacking these will-o'-the-wisps isn't because I don't have a silver weapon on me. It's because I can't kill them fast enough to stop them from simply draining the life from me to replace their own lost life. Oh, this is another bandit. And that okay, he was... Oh, wait, did he... Oh, that will-o'-the-wisp did just attack that bandit. Oh, Lord. I think I just need to, again, keep running on the road. Because I think if I keep... Oh, here we go. If I keep fighting... Wait, that guy had an ebony mace, I think, though. Oh, jeez. Yeah, it's... There's no winning this... Ooh, okay, Skingrad. Hopefully the Skingrad guards have silver weapons. I hope that will-o'-the-wisps don't attack those sheep. Skingrad is a nice city. It's here in Cyrodiil's wine country. It's run by a vampire, but it's a vampire who loves his people, and not just because he can drink them.
Stay away.
Seriously, shepherd? No, 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 no. Don't try to fight them. You're a shepherd. These two. These are who I'm here for. Hey there, Clay. Welcome to the stream. Hey, I put it on the thumbnail. Yeah, this is the Oblivion remake. My gosh. So I'm not the only one who has trouble hitting them, it seems.
What's the matter? Getting tired?
Yeah. No, yeah, the beginner's healing spell is terrible, but it also does work. And it does level your restoration a little bit over time. My gosh. How are
Let's
these?
get this over with.
Okay, the guards, I think... Yeah, they are killing them. Good. Did they already kill the bandit?
Do your worst.
I fought mud crabs more fearsome than you.
Ah, there we go. They got the first one. Oh, okay, they're all dead. Thank God. Yeah. No, yeah, and I will say that buying potions is probably the way you're going to do it early on, because making them, like the first ones you make are just terrible. It's like, oh, this one heals 5. It's, oh, good. But the alchemy system in Oblivion is definitely, I would say, slightly more interesting than Skyrim's, if I'm remembering correctly. Specifically just because there's more equipment involved. Oh, there's an Oblivion gate. We can go do that. Actually, first let me check how much loot do I currently have on me. Yeah, I should probably go sell some stuff. So let's do that real quick. Yeah. No, yeah, it's got a little bit. I think it has the. I haven't checked that. Let's see. Do I have any food on me currently? It should be in here, actually. No, I don't have any food on me. I was gonna say it's the whole thing where you can eat a bunch of cheese wheels, but in fact, I turned all my cheese wheels into potions. So let's wait outside this place for a few hours. Because shops have hours. That's only something they've removed as of Starfield. That's one of the things I sincerely hope they actually add back into Starfield at some point. Here we go.
I hope I can help.
Makes the world feel much more real.
Have a look at my wares.
Okay,
I'm sure there's something to suit you.
Let's see, can I haggle for slightly more? Let's see.
A fine
There we
transaction.
go. I'm trying to up that every time I come in and sell stuff to him. Again, I would normally take these ebony boots, but yeah, the boots of the Unburdened that provide 45 points of feather. It's just, no, not getting rid of those yet. Not unless I find something else that does the exact same thing. I probably should grab more silver arrows from my house.
Thank you for your patronage.
Dungeons reset every 3 game days. Okay.
You too.
Yeah, the waiting while standing is absolutely something that's great. I hate that in Fallout 4 when you gotta find a chair somewhere and half the time there's not a chair anywhere. So I do own the house here in Anvil. It costs 5,000 gold. And it's cursed. Exactly. Modern Oblivion. Which is, again, simply Oblivion with Unreal 5 on top of it. But yeah, the house is cursed. We'll go down to the basement real quick so you can see. You have to do a quest to uncurse the house. Yes, this house was originally owned by a powerful mage who ended up turning himself into a lich and was lying here on this table. And in returning his hand to his skeleton, it resurrected him. But we just don't come down here anymore. But I do have his Tome of Unlife here. So yeah, you can close this wall up. This was one of the coolest things when the game launched back in 06, was the fact that there was that hidden door there. And again, this thing, it only costs, this house only costs 5,000 gold and is fully furnished. Now again, you do have to kill the ghosts, but once the ghosts are dead, you get the house. Now I do have a minor complaint with this, and this is something that I hope they'll patch, although it might just come down to modders. The doors do not fit the door frames. You can see there's like an inch wide gap there, inch and a half even, at the side of this. Yeah, 5,000 gold is an only when it comes to buying a house. And unfortunately, the ghost corpses are still hanging out here. I don't really know what to do about that. It's only those 3 too. I don't know why those are there. Oh, I could sell one of those. Yeah. Let's see. What else? Oh, right. I was going to drop off potions and stuff. I've got a pretty simple storage system here in terms of how I divide my things up. Put those there, all that troll fat. wisp caps. Then let's see. That's a bit light. Frost shield, cure poison. Okay. And then, let's see here. So yeah, the alchemy system involves using a mortar and pestle. This is your base piece of tech. But then along with that, you can add the calcinator, alembic, and retort. And in fact, why don't I just show you how that works real quick. And I'll grab a couple things here. We'll make a restore fatigue potion. I'll get a bunch of stuff that does nothing but restore fatigue. Oh, yeah, there we go. Actually, I'll just grab the grapes. Okay, so using the mortar and pestle, I can then... Okay, you can see here... Does it show? I thought it showed the uses of these things. Maybe if I put these things in here... Huh. I don't know. Regardless, they're basically supposed to improve the amount of good you get from good things and reduce the bad you get from bad things, and then amplify the effects of both. So basically you can make potions that heal better or poisons that kill better. So let's do that. Okay. Oh, right. Gotta actually hit the create button. There we go. And now I can store this stuff back in here. But again, you saw that. It was 4 ingredients. And what I managed to get out of it was 6. 6 points of restore fatigue. And a potion that's worth 11. So. And not only that, I think, okay, either it's restore 6 total, or it's restore 6 per second. But anyway. Alright, have a good night, Acorn Electron. Again, next week, if you all missed the earlier parts, is going to be all Atlantic City for 4 days. So. Okay. I'm going to head over to the harbor this way rather than going to the proper gate. Because I need to sell some things. And then we'll go through that Oblivion Gate by Skingrad. Because I'm actually very impressed with what they did with the Oblivion Gates. These clothes I just put on make me sell things for
feel safer.
a few more coins. Let's do some borrowing.
Only quality goods for sale here. What can I
point.
interest you in?
Okay. Let's try with these first. Good. And let's see. Oh, I forgot to drop off that stuff. It's only
That's
like
more than
couple
I'd
pounds,
usually
though, so that's
pay.
fine. Right, I was gonna sell that necklace. Okay, he's only got 800 coins, but whatever.
You've made a good
I got
bit of gold.
12,000 now, so.
I appreciate your business. Take care.
Okay. Wait, there we go. I do like the different architectural styles you'll find in different towns. Some of them share a tile set. Got 12,000 gold. Ah, but I gotta actually change back into my armor here. There we go. It looks a little ridiculous with those dwarven gloves. And they've got a bug where it doesn't show you actually holding your weapon. I don't really know why. Until you click on it again. I'm hoping that's another thing they'll fix. And this armor helm I'm still wearing here is actually iron, but it does do a minor amount of resist magic, so whatever. All right, back to Skingrad. But yeah, this house if we're talking about how much things cost, the house in Skingrad I believe is the most expensive one in the game, because Skingrad I think is the wealthiest town in Oblivion. Well, in Cyrodiil, I mean. Let's see, where are we? Yes. Can't remember who you talked to about buying the house here. Is it the Count? This takes place at the end of the Third Era. Basically, the Emperor's death is the start of the end, and then I don't know. It feels a bit spoilery to say the exact event that causes the triggering of the Fourth Era. Is this the house you can buy? I can't remember if it's one of these. Again, though, you can see just how nice this town is. Yes, this is, I believe, the house you buy. Could be that one, though. It's definitely one of those ones that it
Greetings.
doesn't have a house where it's like not this person's house. There's the Mages Guild, Fighters Guild.
What?
Let's go up to the castle real quick.
Well met.
So yeah, this takes place at the very end of the third era, beginning of the fourth. Skyrim takes place within the fourth era. I think a little over 100 years, 200 years. I can't remember exactly how long.
How are you today?
Where am I? The castle is over there. Let's just go with the fast travel point. So basically, this takes place after Morrowind, chronologically, and before Skyrim. So it's not one of those things where they made a prequel with Skyrim or anything like that.
Hello.
I think maybe I just talked to the main advisor here. I can't remember about buying a house. I can't.
How can I
really
help
just can't
you?
remember.
What's new with you?
Is that?
I
the
heard there
Count?
were some goblins around here recently.
I don't think
Awful
so.
creatures.
Disgusting creatures.
This is the original painting.
hope
I
to
have seen
never
people
see
point this
another.
out.
Bye.
The original
Farewell.
painting of the Count there.
Greetings.
No, okay. This, I believe,
The
is
Count
who
will
I can buy
not
the house
see you
from.
now. Not now. Not ever. He sees no one. I'm Mercator Hositis, his steward. I believe that's all you need to know.
Buy a house.
You'll have to speak with Shum Gro Yarrick about that. He's the only one that can handle the deed.
Okay.
You too.
Is that this person?
I'm
No.
Hal Lears, Count Skingrad's steward.
What? The other guy just said that he was the steward.
Good day.
Okay, where's the quest here to buy the house in Skingred? This way.
How?
It's been fun to see the reaction to this on Twitter, and to see even that, like, Wes Johnson, who did, like, half the voices for this game, is currently playing the game. He's the voice of, I think most notably... In fact, where is it taking me right now? Let's go with that. He is most notably the voice of Sheogorath, and he's the voice of Sheogorath in Skyrim as well, so...
How do you do?
Let's put the torch away now that I'm not
I'm listening.
outside. Or not inside, I mean. Okay, here we go.
Sorry, you want me? I'm Shum Gro Yarrick, the Count's butler.
Buying
When
a
we are
house.
better friends,
What?
ask again.
Okay, I can show you the persuasion game.
What?
Alright, so you start, and you basically see what makes him happy and sad. Likes that, kind of likes that, doesn't like that, hates that. So you got levels, like this is a level 1, 2, 3, and 4. It's always going to be different. So you want to make him the least unhappy possible and the most happy that you
Blah,
possibly
blah,
can.
blah. What
So you
a
can see
bore.
that he really hates, but again, I used the least amount, then I can use this
Yeah, I
minor one
get it.
here.
Really
Most there,
now,
little
that's
one there.
just talk.
So
You're
and then
full
once
of
you do it
good.
once, it
Really
actually
now,
shows
you're
you
wasting your breath.
the colors
No, you
of
do me
what he
too
likes
much,
and doesn't
Honor.
like.
Oh, blah, that's pretty good.
So all we're doing
Don't
here
make me
is causing
fat.
the,
No, you're
the least
wasting your
amount of
breath.
damage and the most
Goodness.
amount of good.
Oh, you're pathetic. Yeah, I get it.
And in fact, because of my level, I can do a free rotate. And in fact, I'll do that now. Because
Please,
otherwise I would
you
have
can't-
gotten
yeah,
just
good
generally
one.
bad results. Okay, we're up to the maximum
That
of
works
that.
for me.
Then we can try to buy the house and see how much this costs. Again, the one in Anvil costs 5,000, and I think you have to also furnish it yourself.
Count Hasselnor will only consider buyers of distinction.
Oh, okay, well there you go.
You just aren't famous enough.
All right, well, I can't show you how much this
Seeing
one's costs. I think it's 20,000 though, and again, that's without it being furnished. Let's go ahead and take care of that Oblivion Gate though. Yeah, I'd probably need to do more work with the Fighters Guild or the Mages Guild. I doubt that they recognize your efforts within...
Over here!
Oh, this is the
Yes,
crazy guy.
you.
No.
We need to talk.
No, we don't. He thinks someone's trying to kill him, I believe. Where did I see that Oblivion Gate? Wait, it should be on the compass. I thought I saw one on the way in. Was I maybe on the other side of town? No, definitely not. Wasn't it, like, just over here? I must be misremembering this, because I feel like I would have seen it already. This is the one... Oh, there it is. Alright. So yeah, the Oblivion Crisis is ongoing. The Emperor Uriel Septim is dead. Oh, we got a bandit coming here.
I fought mud crabs more fearsome than you.
That was quite an attempt. I don't know what magical effect. It's got to be something with his mace causing that weird, like, sheen to go. Whoa. Oh, he just healed himself. Okay. Alright. Elven Mace. That's worth a good amount. Also take... Well, actually, the rest of this is pretty cheap stuff. Ooh, that's a nice potion. I'll take that, though. Given that I'm about to go in here and potentially collect some loot, I don't want to take on a bunch of extra stuff that I have to carry them over. Got a Fire Atronach here. The Flame, I can't remember what it's called. Flame Atronach. These are the enemies that people have been making a bunch of spicy memes about. Anyway, though, let's see here. Generally, they involve fire resist potions. Let's see. Is it is? Oh, Clan Fear. Okay, well, it's bugged into a rock. I'll let it be. Where is? There's the gate. Does it want me to approach it from the other side? Winter Atom Book. I'm not aware of that. Let's see. Oh. Dremora Churl. Hated. Oh. I saw that fireball go flying past. I was like, I didn't cast that. Where'd that come from? Alright. Trying to find our way to the top of that tower, where we will find the sigil stone that maintains the gate. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to jump that gap. Oh, there's a way over there. So yeah, there are 13? No. I can't remember how many there are. There are a bunch of Daedric princes, and basically they are kind of... so some of them are overtly evil, some of them are not, but they're effectively these extremely powerful beings that exist within the Elder Scrolls universe. And generally speaking, the Daedric princes are on the evil side of things when compared to the Aedra, which are the divines, the gods that are worshipped by men and elves. And so, I mean, again, though, they're not all evil. You do have some of them that are actually generally fairly good, like Azura. But you have ones that are absolutely evil, like Molag Bal. Molag Bal, I think, is unquestionably evil. We are currently, though, in the realm of Mehrunes Dagon, the Lord of Destruction, or Change, as he likes to go by it. Let's go in here before those rock kill me. Ah, okay. It's part of Fallout 2D20, which is Bethesda's version of D&D. Another flame out here. These things are fairly low level. I have so far only faced one Ice Atronach, and that thing nearly killed me a couple times, but I managed to get it. And then beyond that, there's also the Storm Atronach, which... those things are nasty. But yeah, I've probably got 60 flame salts? I can't remember. One of the types. Fire salts. At home from the number of flame Atronachs I've taken down. Okay, so it does look like I actually need to go that other way. Let's zoom in. Again, I want this just to be a button press, and I think maybe there is one for that. Oh, interesting. Okay. I think I'm confused. This is a confusing map. I will definitely say that. I obviously need to go in the Bloodwell, but where... That's definitely not it. This is one of those rare occasions where Oblivion's maps are not very good in terms of local maps. Like I was talking about before, generally speaking, the way they built the maps out, they're fairly good. Where do I get into that? And why are these considered part of the same... Let's look for a way. Is it maybe you have to go up or something? Down here. Oh, down. Oh, there you go. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of nasty stuff in Oblivion. And again, all of the different gods, or not gods, the major princes have their own realms. The Shivering Isles, for example, that you can also visit in, what's this do? Resist poison, that's nice. The Shivering Isles you can also visit in Oblivion, with the Shivering Isles DLC, is the realm of Sheogorath. Fleshy Pod. I think this was at one point a person, which is disgusting. The same thing's true of this. Daedrith teeth, okay. I've only killed one Daedrith so far, so it's nice to get some ingredients from them without having to kill one of them. Those things are basically the big bipedal alligators. Okay, here we go. Kinval, these are the toughest Grimoire I've come up against so far. Alright, this is dark. There we go. Oh, okay. Yeah. This is Corpse Smasher. I believe they impale people on those spikes and then bring this thing down to crush them. Okay. So yeah, this is effectively hell. Basically, Winter of Adam is considered semi-canon, so the events roughly happened to how they were shown. Okay. What's this do? Gate control. I do love this machinery here. Now, obviously, that does not work that way. These claws would actually have to be touching the gears for that to make any difference. So yeah, again, this thing is moving like it's alive. I'm pretty sure this was at one point a person. It's just disgusting. Should have repaired my gear before heading in here. It looks like I got some armor that's broken. Probably my helmet, because again it's made out of iron, while everything else is made out of significantly more advanced stuff. Well, the boots are only made out of steel, but it is what it is. That is within the Shivering Isles. There's the gate I just opened. These are the second weakest. Caitiff. Let's see. Take that. Things remind me a little bit of the demon from that one horror movie. I can't remember the name of that. Insidious? Was it? Oh. Heavy armor master increased to expert. Your plate mail no longer encumbers you as much. Oh, interesting. Yeah, so craziest thing about these guys is that they've got these field arrows that weigh a pound a piece. I don't know how that even works. How do you shoot an arrow that weighs a pound a piece? And then they got these light bows that are kind of crappy. These maces are also crappy, and look, that thing weighs 43 pounds and is only worth 40 gold by itself. Not worth bringing those things back. Okay, let's see. Nope, Clan Fear or a Runt, perhaps. Nope, full-scale Clan Fear. Need to heal myself a little bit here. Oh, I was being attacked by multiple things, that's why. I was like, that Clan Fear did a lot more damage than I was expecting. And the reason it did that is because it didn't. Okay, Clan Fear is down. If I take down the Kinval, it'll also take down... Oh, there's another Clan Fear. Well, that's not good. But also take down the scamp that's running around here somewhere. And what happens in the Winter of Adam story is that an army led by the last son of Adam leads an army to take over the Commonwealth, and all this takes place a year before Fallout 4. Interesting. I don't know how much of that can really be canon, because I feel like there's no reference to that in the game. I feel like that would have been pretty fresh in people's minds, in terms of, like, conversation and stuff like that, but I don't know. I mean, they talk more about things like the Broken Mask event. Alright, so that's down. Means no more scamp, now just this one clan fear. I know you said it's, what was it, semi-canon, but... Alright. Again, you can see this does almost nothing, but I am slowly upgrading my, restoration skills, restoration magic. I mean, I don't think I looted the claws off this one. I did not. And did I loot the... Nope, did not loot his heart. Piper states that she was kidnapped by some children of Adam near Bunker Hill, even though they don't have any members near there. Okay. Well, there you go. They do have a few outposts across the Commonwealth. Obviously, they've got some people at the Crater of Adam. Then there's that one junkyard near Lexington. Then they've also got the Crater House, I believe is what it's called. I was imagining the other day as I was walking around Oblivion, the Empire has basically a... Okay, that, one of these skulls has probably been summoned, but... no, I'm about to die. Oh, jeez. That's why, because there's all these others. What was I saying? Right. The Empire has a group called the East Empire Company, which I think is basically just supposed to be an endgame version, like a representation of kind of the East India Company, which was a British corporation that, if you're unaware, basically conquered India. And it, at one time, had the largest army in the entire world. And again, this is a corporation that conquered India. And so I was imagining, in-game, okay, there's obviously a Dremora around here somewhere trying to kill me, but I don't know where they are. Anyway, I was imagining the East Empire Company, like, sending a representative through one of these Oblivion gates, and, like, looking around and be like, there's a lot of metal here. And then, like, setting up a full-scale mining operation within Oblivion. And they're just starting to, like, colonize Oblivion, because it's a different plane of existence, and they're just taking all, like, everything they can get from it. And then you've got Daedra trying to, like, retake the citadels and shut down the portal connections. It's like, it's not working out the way we thought it would. Now, obviously, the Oblivion crisis in reality was... I mean, oh, did I just kill a summoned scamp? Dang it. It's so worthless. I like to kill the guys in robes first, because generally they're casting stuff at you. Ooh, I am close to death. Oh, that's not good. Gotta keep running. Doing some minor heals. Also, it's implied that the hostile members are a different chapter from the one at the Crater of Adam. Yeah. Well, yeah, because, I mean, there's also the Children of Adam at, what is it called? The Nucleus? In Far Harbor that are also not hostile. And there's the Children of Adam. I mean, it's hard to say if they're the same organization, really, just because they existed in such different times, really, and in such different places. But they basically the Church of Adam in Megaton, to where it's like, I assume they're the same organization, but again, it's such an organization that seems to have evolved so much over the past 10 years, if that is the same organization. Yeah, I mean, that's the Crater House that I'm talking about there with the plane crash. Oh, you got damaged by traps. Well, that's nice. Let's see here. Take all that. Oh, I forgot about that. let's see here. There is so much to the Children of Adam that I'm hoping that they'll... I mean, obviously they did a lot on them with Far Harbor, but I would like even more clarification on exactly what's going on with them. I've seen people speculate that it's something to do with eldritch beings that grant some of their members immunity to radiation. Basically, oh, Ken Reeve, this is a new one. In a way that's different from the way ghouls are immune to radiation. And I definitely want more clarification from Bethesda on what's going on exactly with ghouls these days, because they seem to be changing dramatically. The fact that they all seem to need to constantly take drugs or they'll go feral, that was definitely not something that used to exist. Oh, they both can read. That's not great. Oh, more Daedra. Hopefully this is not summoned. Let's take this guy out because he's closest to death. Oh, look at that. Leveled up my restoration, got to level 16, or I guess, yeah, I don't think 16. Because I think I'm already level 15. They're killing each other! Uh-oh. Low on health, low on health, low on health. But yeah, I really want some clarification on exactly, like, are all ghouls the same? Or are these ghouls that are created via the process that we see within that new nuclear silo in Appalachia, are these like a different form of ghoul? Is that somehow related to the ghoul in the TV show? Where, you know, goes on that bender. And like when you play as a ghoul in Fallout 76, you absolutely see why he's going on a bender if there's any sort of connection between his form of ghoul and the form of ghoul you're playing in the games, because you have the, like, if you there's basically different levels of like reducing your level of feralness. I don't know if there's a good word for that. Ferility. I don't think so. But regardless, the oh, interesting. Okay, yeah, I would take this if it did not weigh 48 pounds. But basically, what you discover is there's like different levels that the drugs will reduce your feral level. And so the really basic ones like Med-X and stuff like that do a minor amount. But when you get to the stuff like the higher level stuff or the mix of drugs, that really reduces your level of feral significantly. But it makes, if that is how the, oh, good thing there's more of them. If, my god, if that's how the ghoul operates in the TV show, then it makes entirely all kinds of sense as to why he goes on that complete bender within the Super Demon Mode. Oh no, they paralyzed me temporarily. Don't die. Don't die. Get up. Come on. Run. Run and heal. I have a feeling that it's the Children of Adam are a representation of Orthodoxy or Protestantism. But yeah, the other day I was trying to reduce my feral level while I was filming in Atlantic City. And to get it all the way back down, I had to take like 15 different drugs. It was ridiculous. And it's one of those things where it's like, I don't normally take drugs during my gameplay. Just because I don't like dealing with addiction when it comes along. Now, obviously, dealing with addiction got a lot easier with Fallout 4 when they added Addictol to the game. But before that, it was definitely more annoying when you got addicted to alcohol or drugs.
Join my trophies, nothing.
There we go. Looks like, yeah, well, that's great. My weapon's about to break. That's what it was warning me about. Wait, why is this locked? That was easy. Security's up to 27. Oh no! I'm just causing problems for myself now. Dropped my fatigue down to... Ooh, just rebounded somehow. Oh, yeah, I see what you mean. But it feels... I don't know. I mean, like, you look at, like, something like Protestantism, and it took, like, 1,400 years to get to Protestantism. I mean, yeah, it was... What was it? 700 years? Something like that to get the split between Orthodoxy and Catholicism. I mean, as far as we know... And at least, again, this is my understanding of it. I would need to look into it a little bit more deeply. The Church of Adam is not that old. Oh. Oh, come on. The thing about this... Oh, you just can't afford to be impatient, which is what I'm doing right now. Or you just do Nocturnal's thing, which is to get the skeleton key. Okay, they've been around 30 to 50 years. Okay, I didn't realize it was that long. There we go. Security up to 28. Well, that's nice. Okay, so yeah, I've already been through this area. Okay, keep on going up. I do kind of wonder what the long-term goal is with Fallout. If we're going to get to a point where there are basically more, like, actual areas that are civilized, or if it's always just going to be a wasteland. You know? It's kind of the question that people are asking with, like, 40K, you know? Where it's like, what's the long-term thing here? Is there ever going to be some final confrontation between the Emperor, well, not really the Emperor, I guess, but the Emperor's servants and Abaddon? Right. Another can leave. But it seems like every time we get to an opportunity for oh, more apparel's broken, that's good. Seems like every time we get to an opportunity to kind of like rebuild civilization a little bit, it just falls apart again. But it's one of those things where it's like, you have to assume at some point, some people would start to get some things back together again. Now, obviously, the closest I think we've gotten is something like the NCR. And the NCR has some serious issues. It's one of those things that I think a lot of people missed when they're like, oh, I can't believe that they were destroyed by nukes or whatever. It's like, okay, here's the problem, is that even if it hadn't been for the nukes, which I'm definitely not terribly happy... Oh, good lord, this weapon's about to break. Or is it maybe even already broken? What do we got left here? 10 points! That is not good. Oh, no, wait. What am I looking at here? Health. Half a point! Half a point of health left! Do I have any repair hammers on me? Oh, this is not good. I'm just gonna have to skip these guys and try to get to the sigil stone. It's one of those things, but again, the NCR had some serious issues even before that nuke, or nukes, ended up destroying them. It was Moira Brown, said that the children of Adam helped to build Megaton when her grandpa and fellow survivors decided to set up shop there and build a settlement. I know that you can get information on the founding. Jeez, I just gotta keep going. From the old woman there. I can't remember her name off the top of my head. I think she's who you're thinking of, not Moira Brown, but I could be wrong about that. But yeah, again, the NCR had basically no water supply anymore. They were getting all of it from New Vegas because they drained all their own lakes. They'd basically gotten to the point where people didn't have land anymore. And it's one of those things that you find is that when people can't own land anymore, when it's all in the hands of a handful of people, then basically, who is this guy I'm not going to kill? Ken Marcher! He's got to be the boss here. But again, we are done here, because I need to repair my stuff before I have it break entirely. But yeah, they had no real buy-in left anymore with people, because all the land was in the hand of the Brahmin barons. And, so yeah, the people had no real reason to like, keep going with the whole experiment. It's one of those things that happened with the Roman Empire. Is that originally it was all like farmer soldiers. Jeez Louise. This thing's still working somehow. I might need to run towards town. And heal myself along the way. I've got so much broken gear. But basically, yeah, originally the Roman army was made up of citizen soldiers. They were farmers. They'd basically put down the plows, pick up the swords, and go to war. But they eventually got to the point where they had so many slaves in the empire that it no longer made any sense for people to actually work anymore. My weapon's broken. Good. That's good. People lost their land to larger landowners, and eventually it was just like the Republic had reason for people to fight for it. You know, oh, no, Larthier, go away.
To public. Meet me behind the great chapel at midnight.
God,
Don't let
Bosmer
anyone
looked
follow you.
crazy in the
I'll make
remake.
it worth your while.
Their teeth more than anything. I noticed that there are different teeth for all the different races now, or at least for a couple of different races, and they're very, very weird. The Bosmer are. The Breton teeth, they look like stereotypically British, and not in like bad teeth way, but at least in my mind, they look like what I imagine are British teeth. In fact, we'll go take a look at the British teeth I'm talking about here. But you saw his teeth, I would hope, where they're very sharp and they're animalistic, which some of the Bosmer are cannibals. So I think that's kind of what they're alluding to there. But we got a Breton right here.
Hail! Go ahead, please.
Look at those teeth. Let's talk to him.
A good man who honors the Nine may visit the way shrines of Akatosh for blessings of speed and magicka.
Yeah. Anyway.
Good day.
If it was the Confessor's wife... Wait. Okay. No, it's not the Confessor's wife. I'm talking about... there's the oldest couple in town. There's Nathan and his wife. I cannot remember her name off the top of my head. I don't know why. But regardless, she's the one who talks about having been... her grandfather, I think, having been around at the building of the town. Alright, let's go do some repairs. But yeah, the NCR, it feels like unless there were some drastic changes that took place, it was already headed for failure by the time of Fallout New Vegas. It's one of those things where it's like, without our intervention to help them basically save their position, it does kind of feel like they were effectively doomed. Let's drop off the gems. I put all gems and soul gems in this chest. There we go. All potions, potion ingredients, and poisons. Put in this chest. Yeah, let's see. How many flame Atronachs have I killed? 55. A lot of Daedra hearts. 47 of those I've killed. Again, I've only actually killed one Daedrith, but we got that extra one. Oh, what did I just put in here? Seared brandy. I actually typically store that in a different spot, because even though it pretends to be a potion, it's booze, and I have a booze cabinet. Dispel. Wait, no, there we go. I'll keep that, because that could actually be very useful. Okay. And now, the hammers. Alright. Oh, and I forgot to actually use that. Spell book. Here we go. Broken boots. Broken gauntlets. Broken helmet. Nearly broken cuirass. Broken greaves. Broken sword. Oh my god. There we go. I can't... Is there a weapon condition in Skyrim? I legitimately don't remember off the top of my head right now. I know there is in Fallout 3 in New Vegas, but I don't remember if they had that in Skyrim. I know they don't have it in Fallout 4. Let's go ahead and drop off the hammers again. I don't typically carry them because they're a pound a piece. I like to save that room for more loot. Don't need that. These are annoying. This is part of the, what's it called? Digital Deluxe Edition quest lines to get extra armor and stuff. And maybe once I get the full set of armor from that Dremora person, these things will not be quest items anymore. But right now they're considered quest items, and that's really annoying because I can't get rid of them from my inventory. Light and load. Actually, light and load might be something feather related. Let's see about that. What is that? Yes, let's keep that. It's always about carrying more stuff. Do I have... Okay. Alright. I'm fine with that. I gotta sell that mace. Take the Brotherhood, for example. They've adopted more Catholic stuff. Yes, they have. That has been very strange to me. Yeah, before the Fallout TV show, the Brotherhood of Steel was effectively a-religious. I don't know if that's the way to put it. One of those things where it's like, people act like they worship technology, but they don't. I think that's, most people are just joking when they talk about that kind of thing. But yeah, they have not had any of those like religious type rites that they've had in the past. I'm going to sell him these bones. I wonder if he would actually have use for that. Probably.
Thank you for your patronage.
I mean, when you think about it,
Farewell.
bones are in a large part made out of calcium. One of the things you can make flux out of is limestone. Limestone is largely calcium. I wonder if he's turning those bones into flux. Because typically he will buy things like gems and stuff like that, which I'm sure he could put into armor and things like that. Oh, I need to actually level up. So I wonder if you can use bones to make flux for refining ore. Catholics and Orthodox have been beefing for nearly 1,000 years. They have. But not in the same... It's crazy how much more beefing there was between Catholics and Protestants. I have some ancestry that's Huguenot French. And they... Catholic French and Huguenot French did not get along. I think that's the simplest way to put that, or the... I don't know. The lightest way to put it. Okay. I've been upping my luck by 1 point every time. They definitely changed the leveling system a little bit. If you weren't aware of the way the Oblivion leveling system used to work, effectively, you've got these skills. Where are we? Here, character. Okay. So, what is all this going on? Do I have a disease or something? Probably. Basically, like, strength has specific skills that are associated with it. So, I think, like, blade, heavy armor, things like that. You use those skills a bunch, and then the next time you level up, it'd be like, oh, you've used your blade a lot in order to get to this new level, so you can now up your strength with like, a single point by 5 points or something like that. They definitely changed how they did that. I think you got 3 points that you were able to allocate every time you leveled up. And so, for example, if you did a whole bunch of spell work, you could level up your intelligence pretty well. Or willpower, depending on what spells you were using. So, but they changed that to where you now have 10 points. And I think it's easier. Like, you get... I can't remember exactly. But luck seems to be the case. You can only put 1 point into it at a time. So... Anyway, oh, it is 6:44. So, how about this? We'll give you all another 5 minutes here. If you have any additional suggestions for what you'd like to see in the June videos, if you have any comments or questions or anything like that, we'll go over those things in the next 5 minutes. But again, if you missed it earlier on, the next week is going to be about Atlantic City videos. Specifically the 3 videos covering the boardwalk, the casino district, or quarter, can't remember what it's called, and the flooded city center. And then along with that, there's going to be the factions of Atlantic City video that's going to cover the 3 factions that currently rule Atlantic City. Actually, real quick, I want to see what is actually affecting my character. There we go. Okay. Oh, good lord, I'm heavily diseased. The easiest way to cure that is to go to a shrine. And I think I got one. Actually, Crowhaven I think is already fully respawned, so I'm going to go to the farm outside of town. But again, if you have any suggestions for what you'd like to see in the June videos, go ahead and make those requests now. Again, so far we've got basically the military, what happened to the military, what happened to the first responders. Governments of the Wasteland was another one somebody had. Got those written down around here somewhere. I gotta clean this desk. It's just I've been working basically solidly, other than, again, the time I've been putting into this, and I've just not dedicated enough time to that over the past few days. But again, if anybody has any requests they'd like to see, also whispering while praying seems to be mostly within the Orthodox, and the children about him whisper while praying. Well, I don't know. It depends on, and I don't know if it's one of those things where if they're whispering while they're together or something like that, but I've seen Protestants and Catholics whisper while praying, or pray silently, or anything like that. Again, visiting the shrine, though, we can now take a look at the character, and all those things are gone. All the effects of disease are gone. That is easily the quickest way to get rid of a disease. Well, the quickest way is definitely via a potion, specifically a cure disease potion, but the simplest and cheapest way is visiting a shrine. Military remnants and governments of the wastes was me. Okay. But again, if anybody has any more requests they want to make, I'll put together a poll. I still need to do a poll for the Starfield videos. I've been trying to think of what I could make it on other than the two Freestar Collective cities, and I really want to cover the Freestar Collective cities. What do we got here? Ah! Timberwolf. When these things first showed up in the game, I think I was at level 5, and these things were killing me. So yeah, again, anybody that has any more requests or comments or anything like that. Been working to try to stabilize things here in Anvil. Obviously, stuff in the Elder Scrolls games is generally nowhere near as bad as things are within the Fallout universe. Vault-Tec leadership is difficult to do because really I feel like we're going to get a lot of information of that with the second season of the Fallout TV show. And I don't know when we're going to get the second season of the Fallout TV show. I thought it was going to be relatively soon, but then I saw somebody else suggesting that they were thinking March or April of next year. And I thought, wow. I thought that, because I've been seeing that they've been filming stuff for that like since last fall, I think. So I was thinking it'd be significantly sooner than that. But again, with Fallout, I'm sure that there's a lot of special effects work that has to be done. So I would not be surprised if I have my anticipation of that way off the mark in terms of when we're actually going to get something. So, but yeah, that again, Vault-Tec leadership, I mean, hugely dependent on what we see in the second season of the Fallout TV show.
What is it, citizen?
So far we can make some guesses, but it's difficult to actually say.
So I've heard.
I saw somebody pointed out that they redid one of the statues in a fairly significant way, but in a way that actually it looks way cooler. And I think it's within the Arena District, so let's take a look at that. I think it's a statue of Alessia, which is the human who freed the humans from the elves. Because originally this city was an elven city, if I'm remembering my lore correctly. And specifically, this was a city of the Aliads. The ones for whom you can still find ruins all across the countryside here within Cyrodiil. And the Aliads were pretty nasty to humanity. No, that's not. That's Alessia, I believe, right there. I did see the NCR Ranger power armor. I'm not sure what I think about that. So I've seen a lot of people that were like, oh, they got power armor? That's ridiculous. It's like they had power armor in Fallout New Vegas. It did not work like normal power armor does because they didn't understand power armor training. And I don't know how they're going to navigate that now, because within Fallout 4, like Nate potentially had a reason to not need power armor training because he was a veteran of the army. So the odds are that he probably could have gotten power armor training, or it could even be something that was normal to receive power armor training within the army, regardless of whether or not you were even using it. But something where it's like they're making sure everyone's got that kind of training, you know? But Nora would not have any reason to understand power armor, and at the end of the day, within Fallout 4, anybody that's had a settlement knows that your settlers will just grab power armor in the middle of a fight if they want it. So, yeah, I mean, maybe. But at the end of the day, it's hard to know exactly what they're going to do to navigate the fact that in Fallout 3, well, I think everything prior to Fallout New Vegas, I don't remember with Fallout 1. But I'll say within the 3D Fallouts, you have to have power armor training in order to utilize the power armor. And this was to the point where in Fallout New Vegas, the NCR stripped out the servos that made power armor work the way it does because they couldn't get the power armor training because they'd taken the armor from the Brotherhood and they didn't have the training themselves. So the fact that the NCR now has actual working power armor either means that they got some people to teach them how to do the power armor training, or that it's no longer necessary, which leads to the question of why was it necessary in the first place. I would hope that the power armor training is canonically still something that's necessary, and that we just assume that Nate taught Nora, and that we don't assume that anything that any one of the settlers does is anything that should be considered canonical. Again, that's just my current hope with that kind of stuff, because I prefer the idea that this power armor would require specific training to it, which would also explain why Maximus had such trouble using power armor in the show. And it's also strange that they decided to do Ranger power armor as well. Like, I entirely am on board with the idea that NCR... yeah, I think that clip, that conversation right there, I feel like I've talked about this a little bit before. I think that was just Emil trying to get in on the zeitgeist that was going on at the time, where it's the Fallout show is the thing everyone's talking about, and so he's like, yeah, I'm going to talk about something Fallout related. We wanted this guy to be this character from the first Fallout, and then people are like, that makes him a war criminal. And he's like, oh, no, no, that's not him. I didn't mean that. I entirely think that was just him trying to be a part of it, and that he was not really thinking about that kind of stuff at the time. Because again, I feel that if he were to have said something like that during the actual development of Fallout 4, that there has to have been at least one person that was there that was like, wait, but that guy executed that guy in that video. Are we sure we want to do that? Because he immediately came back after that and was like, no, I didn't mean that. But yeah, and when we see, I'm pretty sure if I'm remembering correctly, when we see Nate in the opening video for Fallout 4, if that is Nate, he's wearing combat armor, not power armor. But again, I wouldn't be surprised if all soldiers got at least a minimal amount of training in terms of the use of power armor. You sure about that? Because I feel like I remember that taking place during the actual, like, when they launched the show. I thought that was like April 10th or 11th of last year when he said that. I'm not going to look it up right now because I would have to try to find last April's tweets there. But yeah, but again, I'm interested in seeing why they decided to make it Ranger power armor, because I mean the Ranger armor by itself was already cool enough. And I feel like it's something that was like, that made sense for the Rangers too, because it gave them additional protection, but it was still a highly mobile piece of equipment that they were wearing. So it's something where they could easily wear that in combat when they're like out crossing the countryside and things like that. Whereas power armor, at least in terms of like what we see in Fallout 4, and also what was in the Fallout TV show to an extent, okay. All right, well, I don't know, maybe I'm misunderstanding him, but again, the fact that he came out so quickly afterwards, as soon as somebody pointed out the fact that would have made Nate a war criminal, and was like, no, I didn't mean it. Anyway, so yeah, we'll see what exactly they do with the power armor in the show. I would have preferred that it just be standard NCR power armor, but who knows, maybe they'll have something really cool with that, with the Rangers using it, so... Anyway, though, again, so next week, Atlantic City videos, 3 surveils, followed by a lore video covering the factions of Atlantic City. Keep thinking of videos you'd like to see in June. I'm going to try to put together a poll for the Starfield videos for May. In fact, I need to do that by tomorrow at the latest, because I got to get people to actually vote on it before it is actually May. And then I will get on that next. So that's what you got to look forward to. I hope you all have a great weekend, and I will see you all next Friday. Good to hang out with y'all, and I hope you all, again, have a good weekend. So,